Ayo, GQ pass. Where ya at? We're near the beach.
Hello, passes first. Oh, we're second. Oh, where's that, GQ?
Hey,
Near the beach. Where are you from in Jamaica? Near the
Near the
beach.
beach. Near the beach.
you lie. If I wasn't from Jamaica, would I
But I
wear
wear this hat.
Episode 5. Episode 5.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. We got a banger for you tonight.
This beat is hot.
Hot.
Good.
Oh man. And Poss took us down memory friggin' lane with this week's movie.
I mean, all I could think of when I was writing was just like mad rock him Allah.
Yeah,
Also-
that's really funny. I almost put him in my verse.
I was just walking the Lower East Side, walking Astoria, Queens. I was walking through Brooklyn. I was walking through everywhere in my head, based on the sound.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get going, can we just give a shout out and a moment of silence? We had a fan of ours pass away from COVID this past day.
Today, Paul V. Howard. He was a news cameraman in Denver area, I think. And he was a fan of ours on the internet for years. He and his fiance flew in to come see a show at the Double Door a couple years ago and hung out with us for a little bit. And he like,
Here's to Paul.
Paul, big love, man. So sorry that happened to you and your family.
Little moment of silence. All right.
With the festivities.
On with the festivities. The creation don't stop.
So
Can't
yeah,
stop, won't stop. Go ahead.
like how I just like, first of all, the guest tonight, RONOBIR, like, that's your boy, right, Poss?
Yes, that was my boy.
You guys met acting or what?
Yeah, we did. We we met. Well, I mean, maybe we should talk about this with him.
Yeah, no, I know.
We met doing a show at Goodman Theater,
Okay,
and
cool.
obviously in Chicago, but it was in 2015, 2016. He'll correct me on that. But you know what? Actually, Jax, it was the same year that we went up and worked with Latte Da for the first time. Do you remember whatever year that was?
Fuck no. But
Okay.
I will say,
Either
like,
way.
It was
By the
fun.
way, we worked with this guy named Henry Wishcamper, who I think RONOBIR knew previously, and I had met, and we did the show The Matchmaker, written by Thornton Wilder,
Okay.
which Hello Dolly was based on.
okay, you did the play version. All right,
We did the play version. Yes, we did the play version. But the interesting thing about the whole thing was that, like, I guess the reason why there was a Hello Dolly musical was because there was just a sort of inherent musicality in the original play, and so Henry Wishcamper, who was the director, tried to like bring that out, and also tried to like do actually some really cool stuff. He had a lot of gender non-conforming actors in it, and as well as physically disabled actors and stuff like that. Just really
remember
like
Anita.
Paz was so funny in that fucking show. Paz had me and the whole audience literally in stitches for like 15 minutes without saying a word. It was like just the worst. Like, he was sneaking into a place and he was the worst hider of all time. And it was just like this total old school slapstick vaudeville kind of vibe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I rarely have I laughed that hard in a play. I was dying.
And the old girl Elizabeth Lato was in it. All right, let's talk to let's.
Yeah,
let's
let me. Can I just finish?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Just so getting back to the reason why we even started the story was because I met RONOBIR doing that show, and we started kicking it really hard. We found out that we had like a lot of interest in common, besides being like both actors, being both musicians, and he is a badass fucking musician. And so we started kicking it hard. We started going to the clubs, like literally going to the clubs.
Club?
Yeah, to the club. and because my man is like really into EDM and house and techno and stuff like that, and actually blends his sitar with it, and he's super nice with that shit. And yeah, so we were just like, we were kicking it hard, me, him, and this other awesome dude named Mr. Ron E. Rains. And yeah, man, we were getting down. We shared a dressing room, and yeah, it was a fun time, man.
And without further ado,
hold on. Did you see his cock?
A couple times.
Nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was nice. Nice.
It's the Rap Pack. We got sauce. GQ, JQ, Jackson Pops.
And RONOBIR.
Take hip hop, get experimental. Tuesday nights at 8:30 Central. This week's special guest is RONOBIR LAHIRI. Rap Pack. We got sauce. JQ, Jackson Pops. Rap Pack. With that giant, with special guest RONOBIR LAHIRI on Tuesday Night Live. That's mad syllables. You see how I was like RONOBIR LAHIRI. I was like, what? Into the four and.
Welcome, RONOBIR LAHIRI.
Hey, what?
Yeah, turn that AC off, bro. We're getting the buzz.
What's up, you guys? Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for being there.
Being here, man. What was your assessment of, you know, like Paz looking at your cock and everything, the whole show at the Goodman?
You know, I'll just say that you can't judge a book by its cover. You know. And I'll leave it at that. You know, people have preconceptions about racial identity. I mean, we're woke these days. We're woke, so you know.
Yeah. You know what? It was brown, and I respect that.
Here's the brown cock.
So RONOBIR, you're a television actor, a film actor, obviously a stage actor, and a musician. Like, where are you on like the priority side of things? Like, clearly, you're out in LA, yeah?
Yeah, I'm out in LA.
Oh, so priority wise, you're all fucked up.
Priority right now. My kids are little still. My kids are 8 and 11. So my priority is being a dad, you know. And ever since, honestly, before I became a dad, this is going to sound sentimental, but before I became a dad, my priority was me. Like I was like just trying to, I was trying to make something and trying to do something and trying to get, money and fame and all the shit that, you're trying to get. And then I became a dad and I realized that all the kids really want from me is my time, So I kind of made them my priority. And, funnily enough, all this other shit started to happen once I took the attention off myself,
Yeah.
Once I started thinking about, somebody else before me, then, the universe kind of responded and,
Man,
So
bro.
now I just do what's in front of me, I play music a lot, pretty much every weekend I'm out and I fly all over the country doing that. And
Yeah. So you have, in addition to like being a studio musician and obviously making a lot of your own music, you also like play gigs all over the place, doing events like weddings and stuff like that. Like, first of all, I imagine that that's awesome because you are like, whatever you're actually doing your craft and getting paid to do it on a constant basis. But then also you're dealing with a lot of crazy people.
I was reluctant to get into the wedding industry about 5 years ago, before I knew anything about the wedding industry. And a lot of people, this is kind of a secret. I almost feel like I shouldn't say anything about it, but I don't think this translates to the sort of regular mainstream American wedding industry.
Mm-hmm.
But the Indian wedding industry is fucking rich, man. It's like billions of dollars a year. There is so much money. Like in Indian American culture, like it is like 250 grand. That's a baseline to start planning your wedding.
Wow.
And it goes kind of up from there. I played a wedding in Vegas at the Bellagio, where they brought in a construction crew and they locked down Las Vegas Boulevard and they enlarged the front door of the casino so the groom could ride in on an elephant.
For
with
sure.
like 12 drummers like behind him, like banging away. Like I played a gig in Phoenix where I was the opening act for Shaka Khan. This was some Indian dude's wedding.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, these people they spare no expense, because it's all about just making sure that you have a better wedding than your cousin did, last year, right?
Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking
whatever
lately,
your cousin
fuck.
did, you just gotta one up them. I played one down in Laguna where at 11:30 at night, like half of the congregation had stumbled off drunk, and John Mayer walked out. And they rolled a piano, and he played 45 minutes set. And I asked the planner, I said, what does it cost to get John Mayer to show up at 11:30 at night at your wedding and play 45 minutes? And she said $250,000.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I guess, fuck my cousins and shit, but like, I don't want to pay that much to like make them mad. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I couldn't do that either. I mean, I've already been divorced once. I mean, if I had spent $250,000 on my wedding, I mean that would just insult
Forget your
to
wedding,
injury.
just for the late night guest.
I mean, forget about the alimony, the child support. Just thinking about all the fucking money that I gave to the florist. I'm like, God.
I did. I went to try and get like a bunch of marigolds for my wedding, and I went over to Devon Avenue in Chicago. I went to I was like, there's got to be a flower guy. I'll send my dad over there. He'll talk to him, Daisy to Daisy. He's like, oh, it's gonna be like $27,000. Like, you can't, no way. And I'm like, well, I'll buy fake flowers. It'll be fine.
Hey, Jay, there's like a ring happening. Maybe it's just
Echo or something.
I'm getting an echo too.
Is it for me?
Is your monitor on, RONOBIR?
No, I'm in the headphones.
Oh, you know what? I think it's me. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe? No. I said maybe it's not.
That's better.
How about now?
I still hear it.
Still here?
Check. Microphone check.
Yeah, we didn't really do a proper sound check.
Is somebody playing the live feed on their computer while they're actually doing this too?
No.
Mic check. It didn't start this way. It just happened.
Let me jump out of Logic and jump back in.
Anyway,
Mic check.
Yeah. We'll work on that kind of stuff.
let's talk a little bit about the music.
How's that? Is that any better?
Let's hear when I talk.
Not getting that.
That's when we hear it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go on headphones and see.
Okay.
You grab this one.
Well, you know what? I really want to hear one thing. Is going to be you've done a lot of studio work, and I remember when you played me some stuff you did with one of the Marleys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With Ziggy.
Yes, with Ziggy.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. What was that like, dude?
I got on a Ziggy record. It was weird. I was just, sitting on my couch, minding my own business one day, and I get this call from this dude. He says he's from Tough Gong International, and would I be interested in playing on Ziggy Marley's album? And I said, holy shit.
Yeah.
And so I played it cool, and I said, well, I don't know. Let me check my schedule, and fuck yeah. So I went down, and he gave me the address. It was a Village Recorder, this famous recording studio in Santa Monica, where Steely Dan recorded Aja there, and it's this legendary recording studio. And I drive down there one night, and I'll just tell you this: I'm sober a long time. Paz knows this about me. I'm a sober guy, right? 13 plus years sober, and so I get down there, and there's these two giant Rastafarians with dreads down to their ankles, and they're standing outside the door of the Village Recorder. And I think to myself, I'm going to walk in there, and Ziggy Marley is going to hand me the biggest spliff I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to have to decline. But how will I decline? I'm going to lose all my years of sobriety. So in my car, I'm sitting there, I got my sitar, and I call my AA sponsor, and I say, what do I do? Michael, what do I do? And he goes, RONOBIR, nobody hired you to smoke pot. They hired you to play music. And I say, all right. So I walk in the Village Recorder, and I walk past these two Rastafarians, and I get into the back studio. And Ziggy is sitting wearing a cashmere sweater and penny loafers with his legs crossed, and he's reading the New York Times on an iPad. And I go, oh shit, I've completely misread the situation. And he's like, let me see that thing. And so I take it out, and I start playing a few licks for him, and he's like, that's great. And he says, I like that so much. We're gonna mute the organ solo, and we're gonna give you the solo section of the song.
Oh, nice.
So I'm psyched. So I get up into the room, and this was years ago. I wasn't I wasn't nearly as overconfident as I am now. so I sit down.
Personally, I can't imagine a time.
You can't imagine a time when I'm not just supremely overconfident. Yeah. So anyways, I sit down on the floor, and I'm like working it out, and I'm nervous, so I'm overplaying the shit. I'm playing like 32 notes over the thing. I'm showing off, right? I want to show these guys that they've hired the right guy. Out of all the people in California, they've got the right guy because I can fucking play fast. And they keep kind of from the control room. I keep hearing, it's a different at the Village Recorder. You're not just through a booth. You're in a different story of the building. I'm this huge empty room with wood panels, and they've got there's a TV monitor so I can see them in the control room. They got cameras on me so they can see me, and they're like, "Nah, there's something's going wrong." And then Beezy Coleman, it was a 60-year-old. You know Beezy?
I love. Yeah, I met him.
So Beezy comes up and he goes, "Hang on, man, I'm coming up. And he comes up and he sits down and takes off his shoes and he gets himself Indian style to sit down on the floor with me. And he just walks me through the way he would like a young brother. He walks me through reggae phrasing, which is really minimalist. It's kicked back. It's like 2 notes at the beginning of the phrase and maybe 3 notes at the very end that walks into the next bar. And that's it. And I ended up, and he just kind of we go through it a couple times, and he's like, "All right, press record now, man, press record." And we do it, and I ended up with this really, really tasty 16 bars that, ended up on the album.
Yeah.
And,
Which I always thought was super dope.
Wow.
It's a whole, they gave you a whole verse, not just a bridge and just a tiny solo. They gave you what amounted to a verse.
Yeah, they gave me, and and Beezy and I, we stayed friends for years after that. I was always looking after him, and I go down to Jamaica every chance. I guess my favorite spot in the world. And 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2020, I had met this girl on Tinder after my divorce, and after a couple of years, the ink was dry. I said, "Hey, come on, let's get married." And I said, "Let's get married on the beach in Jamaica." And so I take her and my 2 kids, and we go down in January of 2020, and we're standing on the beach in Jamaica. And I'm like, the only thing that I really want at this wedding, my second wedding to this girl that I met, my soulmate, I said, I want authentic Jamaican music. And Beezy Coleman shows up, and he plays a 45-minute private concert for us while we're getting married on the beach. Wow. And then afterwards, he takes my wife out in the parking lot and hands her the biggest spliff she's ever seen in her life.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. And as a wedding musician, it was my first time on the other side of the table, right? And I was able to realize, on that day, the thing that resonated and stayed with me most was the sound of him singing, "In high seas or in low seas, I'm gonna be your friend." As my wife comes walking down the beach to me, you know what I mean? That's what I will remember for the rest of my life. So I'm very proud of the fact that I'm a wedding musician. That I've been there for so many couples, on the greatest day of their lives.
Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. And also, that was a good misdirection because I thought you were gonna say I called my sponsor and he said, "RONOBIR, if Ziggy Marley hands you a split, you smoke the fucking split."
It was Ziggy. It wasn't Damien. If it was Damien,
exactly. I was gonna
different
say
story.
If Damien and Steven were there, it would have been a very cloudy room.
I was about to say, it just would have been straight contact.
I'd be raising my hand as a newcomer.
Hey, RONOBIR, can you give us a couple licks
Yeah.
on your sitar?
Yeah,
just
like-
to
Sure.
Share with the people what they about to.
Let me give you something nice. Since we're talking about reggae music, I'll give you
It's a
something real
reggae
nice.
music.
So let me ask you this, actually. When did you actually get into the sitar? When did you actually start playing it? Because it wasn't your first instrument, right? By any means, by any stretch.
I was. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
He's got to set up his sweet channel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta.
Got to put that verb,
you gotta get
turn
some
that
verb,
tasty
yeah.
verb on.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Here you
Make
go.
it cavernous.
This one for you. I've tuned down to play on this track.
That's right. Well, can you just give us some licks without any backtrack?
Absolutely. Hold on a second. Don't say it.
We sabotaged you, bro.
I don't know. I kind of like that.
How long does it take to tune down?
Totally sabotaged me.
Sure, it's pretty difficult. Look how many tuning pegs are on that thing. Man, who needs a spliff? I just got stoned, bro.
I feel woozy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to hear that naked too, and not with the music. Really, it's so beautiful, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So getting back to my question, when did you pick up the sitar, Doug?
I was dicking around when I was like 14, 15 years old, and I was like playing all the instruments I could get my hands on, and I started a wedding band. Even then, I was like trying to play out at parties. We were playing Sweet 16s and stuff like that. And so I was, and my mom had like a sitar like hanging on the wall as like a decorative thing. So I pulled it off and I slapped some strings on it and started just hacking away. And she was like, if you're really going to do that, you should learn it properly. So she got me with lessons with like this guy that would come up from Baltimore to New Jersey, once a month, and I would take a little bit of lessons. But it wasn't until my sophomore year of college when I realized, if I'm going to learn this properly, I gotta kind of clear my schedule and devote some time to it. So I took a year off and I moved to Calcutta, and I got a guru, which just means teacher. And
Wow.
I rented a little room a couple blocks away from his little room, and I just every day for like 9 months, every day I would just wake up in the morning and I would go down and I'd sit with him and I'd make him tea and I'd sit with him till about noon while he had all his other students, and clear his dishes away, and then at the end of his day, which ended at noon, he would kind of give me a little bit of information, which in order for me to come back the next day would require me to practice for like the next 8 hours. So I'd go back to my little room and I'd just hack away at scales. And, it wasn't nearly enough time, and it wasn't nearly, I was already so late. I was 19, you know what I mean? And I remember him saying, at the end of my thing, he treated me differently. I was the big American who came to learn Indian music, And he treated me differently. I remember at the end of my time when I was getting ready to, when I was finished, I was going to meet this girl and we were going to backpack across Europe on a Eurail pass. That was going to be my treat at age 19. I was going to go see Europe with this fucking girl that I was writing love letters to from Calcutta. And as I was saying goodbye to him, really for the last time, he said, "Now you'll go back to America and be a big star." Like, he was so fucking bitter, you know what I mean? He was so bitter.
Well, he fucking knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, I know. I wish he could fucking see me now, rocking out the John Mayer weddings and coming in on an elephant.
Hey, man.
Why do you think he was so bitter?
Well, I think he was a student of Ravi Shankar, right? And so Ravi Shankar was probably the biggest Indian, the most famous Indian musician who ever lived, right?
Taught George Harrison.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, I think he was always, he never really came into, he was just the fact that he had so many students, you know what I mean? Like, he never really achieved, like, that level of greatness. You know what I mean? You know how, like,
What
people
was his name, RONOBIR? What was his name?
His name was Deepak Chaudhary. Deepak Chaudhary, yeah. Yeah, you see that in like the dance world a lot. Like older ballet teachers, just
yeah.
really fucking bitter, right? Because they injured themselves. They never, they came close, but they never got there. And now they're teaching this young generation that has all this potential, and there's some part of them that just fucking,
Can't.
is full of regret, right?
Yeah, that was like half of my acting teachers at Iowa were like that.
Those are all my music teachers at NYU. I remember we were doing the Bomedy, and I invited all of them and offered free tickets. Not a single one showed up. And then when I would show up to class, they'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna grace us with your present, hotshot?" I'm like, you're not making a good case for me sticking in school. Like, fuck you.
Oh, you didn't.
No, so I left.
That didn't last.
Okay, but that's a good segue. Let's go inside this beat, yeah?
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. In the beat. Here we go. Oh, no. It's not working, right?
No,
Can't
there's
hear
no,
it?
there's no sound.
We're not
I mean, the video's working, there's no sound. Cause all sorts of technical.
Inside the beat. We're going inside the beat.
you and your face. We can't hear you, JQ.
Here's the beat.
There's the beat.
Like a
See?
splash of cold
Yep.
water.
Is the beat. It was really simple. I wanted something that was really grounded and really foundational and left a lot of room because we were going to have instruments and voice on top. And because the sitar is such a like expanse of sound, as RONOBIR showed us before, like it sounds great, big and verbed out, and there's certain strings of it that are droning while other strings are sort of articulating. Is that accurate, RONOBIR? Yeah. So I knew that was going to be like having it's sort of like having three guitarists on your song. You know what I mean? So I was like, we're going to need some room here. So I was thinking about who I should solo, and I was like, I still wanted a sample, And so I was like digging into the greatest bass players of all time. And I've actually sampled this song. This is the third time I've sampled it, and the tracks are wildly different each time. But I went back to this song because it's just an incredible mountain mine of samples that you could never tap. Just the first 2 minutes of this song, of Haitian Fight Song by Charlie.
I knew it was that one. I knew it was Haitian Fight Song.
You could probably make 7 albums off of just the samples from the intro before the rest of the band comes in.
Yeah.
Are you talking?
So-
Did you say Fight Song, Charlie Mingus?
Yes.
Fight Song, Charles Mingus. And I ended up staying with just one sample from it this time. And it's just see if I can get a little bit of sounds coming. It's three samples. There's and then a slap, and then a. And then here you'll hear it. This is it soloed. And then I was listening to the that album that came out when we were all on tour in London, in East London, and the Roots and Elvis Costello had that album that came out.
Yeah. Wise Up Ghost.
Yeah. And there's this song, Will You Walk Us Uptown? Will you walk us up? Do you guys know that song?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I was bathing in that record when at that exact same time period.
Yeah, so that let me show you that one. So there's a bunch of drums at the beginning of that song that are just like, it's like Questlove was kind of like, please take these, you're welcome, you know, like. He never like puts the drums like just drums, but there's like such a sparse lick that at one point the kick, the snare, the clack is all exposed. And so I just like chopped them all out of there. And this is what we came up with. So when you put that with the Mingus, this is what it sounds like.
Nice.
And then when you drop the 808 under that, this is what that sounds like. Give it some thump. Added some tambourine on the hits and a little snap. So you get this real, you know, old school breakbeat feel, but because the samples came from Questlove, like the it's such a high fidelity breakbeat, you know, which you don't usually get. But it's that vibe. After that, I got then on the hook, I was like, it needs a change. We can't just have that happen the whole time. So I just pitched the original sample. That's it. So it goes. There's a little like degradation from when you pitch it, but it didn't matter much once it was in the large scheme of things. So then G sent me back some sounds too, and you'll hear those in there. These are like here. Yeah, it's sort of like a spaced out kind of thing, like a chime, and then a little arpeggiation under that. Added a crash to get so everyone knows where the hook starts. And then I sent the track over to Alex Wasili, our buddy who has played with us at a bunch of live shows at the Double Door. And he plays with Dumpster Funk. And he's the baddest trombone player I know. I think maybe some of the best things I've seen him do was like in the dressing room, hanging out before the show.
Yeah.
Like bust off into Spaghetti Dopalicious. And you're like, what? And I've been on stage with that guy a bunch of times.
He's nasty.
And he's nasty. So this is what it sounds like now with, with everything and Alex in there. And I'll take you through that before I drop in RONOBIR stuff. There we go. Okay, so here's what it sounds like.
Can't hear you, Jay.
Can't hear you, homie.
He did like a kind of like a triad thing, and then he played alternate parts for the hook. Here they are.
Yeah, hold on. Can you play that one more time and actually take out the take out the bone root sections and just hear, let's just hear like the build of that for a second, because that was one of my favorite parts.
And then this.
Yeah, hit that. Nice.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then-
Awesome.
and then
Now.
I sent that over to RONOBIR, and then he
Yeah.
laced it.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to hear.
So I chopped it up a little bit so there was room for vocals and stuff, but this is kind of what it starts to sound like with everything in there. Anyway,
I was saying we gotta get Zishan back, man. We gotta get him.
I know. I've been thinking about that guy too.
It's too right. It's too right.
You know Zishan, right?
No, I only came across him when I saw his show, his TNL show with you. So I stalked him on Instagram and I reached out, and we're gonna do something together.
That's
Excellent.
awesome, dude.
Excellent.
That's
That's
awesome.
beautiful. He's family. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's a quality dude.
cool. All right, so that is inside the beat. If you guys would like to come out of the beat with me, here we go. Let's just get out of the beat. Here we go.
Get ready. Sometimes it hurts.
Oh, that was pretty nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that was good. That was rather easier.
I didn't get that super wet that time.
No, and I didn't hear the dogs barking either. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's different. Oh, that was,
The trombone sitar.
Yeah, Trump.
combo.
I think I think fools are missing out.
oh, that's the understated combination of the century.
I mean, here's the thing, and tell me if there's something to this. If you think there's something to this, but I think there's something to the fact that both of those instruments have glide built in. You know, there's something like sort of like wobbly, like no one like. There's not as exact of notes with a trombone. He's sliding, and you're doing a lot of sliding with this guitar.
Yeah.
It feels to me like that sort of seasick thing with both of you battling is like beautiful. I just love it.
So do we call it the tromtar or the sit bone?
Sit bone.
Sit bone. All right.
Sit bone.
I'm down with the sit bone. I like me some sit bone.
Say what's up to everybody. Rummy Man, Corey, Adrian Sanchez.
Can't hear you, bro.
Oh, you can't?
No, not really. You're too far.
Let's just take a second to say what's up to everybody. Brianna Antolini, Cheese,
What up?
Ortiz is in Adrian Sanchez.
As Rummy Man says, weekly listener, love this shit. Who else we got?
We got Hannes. We got Hannes Campo on there.
Thank you so much for coming through, everybody. We appreciate you indulging our awesome, hilarious, fun, weird experiment. And thank you, RONOBIR, for being here. You're an awesome dude. You seem like a classic entertainer, which I appreciate that vibe, man. You just bring the energy. So thank you for that.
For sure. And
Speaking of which,
everybody should follow him on Insta. Sorry. It's at RONOBIR La, right? RONOBIR LA.
Correct.
All right. RONOBIR Get
Thank
that,
you.
y'all. Follow
So kind of speaking of which, I mean, you are actually a jack of all trades and an actual master of actual trades, because the saying is like jack of all trades, master of none. You're not a master of none. You're a master of fucking different trades. How did you go from actually? How did you get, first of all, into acting? And which one of those things kind of came first, or did you always kind of connect them as an interchangeable part of entertaining?
I wanted to be an actor ever since I was 10 years old, and I was laying on the carpet of my family home, and I was watching John Ritter hide behind the couch on Three's Company while my parents were getting bitterly divorced in the other room.
Right.
And I found, comfort and safety in television. And I can remember clearly the day it happened. I was like, that is what I'm going to do with my life. And I decided then, and I never questioned that decision. So in a way, things were really easy for me. Like, when I got to high school and people are like around me are like, should I join the chess club or should I play soccer? I was like, I'm in the drama club. Like I'm doing the plays. And I got to college and people are deciding their majors. And I was like, I'm theater. I'm going to become an actor. I was kind of on a straight shot, towards that course. I got into music.
And you studied at Tisch, is that right?
Yale.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's an Eli.
Yeah, and Eli. Yeah. All those cats at Yale in the '90s. But So in a way, it was kind of easy. The music thing, I feel, was just a great gift from God. I remember my parents forcing us into piano lessons, like every immigrant kid, gets forced into piano lessons. And I wasn't doing it. I wasn't connecting. And finally, I begged my parents, can I quit? And they said, yeah, you can quit. And I think I was maybe 12 or 13 years old, and I was sitting at the piano, and I hadn't been in piano lessons for at least a year. And a song came on the radio, and all of a sudden, I could pick out when I heard the song, when I heard the melody, all of a sudden I knew exactly what that was, and I could almost see it visually. And at the piano, I could just reproduce it, and it was like I often liken it because I watched both of my children learn to read. And when someone learns to read, it's the most extraordinary thing, because I went to the principal of my kindergarten, said, how come Kai can't read yet? How come he can't read yet? And he said, it's a weird thing when people learn to read. One day, all they see is like hieroglyphics. It just looks like code. And then one day they just wake up and they can just read it. It's like the scales fall away from their eyes. And that's what I felt like music was like for me. Like one day, all of a sudden, everything that I heard, I could immediately play. I knew exactly what was going on.
Wow.
Obviously, it got more sophisticated as, I got more sophisticated, but it started with, like the one, I knew when the chord changed from the 1 to the 4 to the relative minor to the 5, and then I started to study jazz in high school, and so I started to learn about tritones, and it got more sophisticated. But that was always like my side thing. And I was gonna be an actor, goddammit. And so I was training, and I went to, and what nobody ever told me, and maybe it's different today, but it's really not that fucking different today. What nobody ever told me, this is what somebody should have said when I was 18, and I was about to spend $150,000 on a Yale education studying acting. They should have said, but RONOBIR, you're Indian. And I would have went, oh shit, fuck, of course, because that means I'll never fucking play Willie Loman or Hamlet or fucking Biff. I'll play the cab driver and the doctor at the thing and the fucking 7-Eleven clerk. And I did that for 20 fucking years, man. I did that. And I couldn't sleep at night for a while. I was in this big, when I was young, I was in this big studio movie, Stuart Little 2, and I was playing the cab driver role. And I was in the cab, and I'm driving around Hugh Laurie and Gina Davis, and they fucking wrote me a catchphrase. And the catchphrase was, "Okie dokie, no problem." And several times in the movie, I would stick my head out the cab, and Hugh Laurie would say, "Follow that flying mouse." And I'd say, "Okie dokie, no problem." And I'd been on set for like 2 weeks doing this fucking thing in Central Park. And one day, the second AD, after they said cut, comes walking past the taxi and goes, "How do you sleep at night, man?"
Wow.
And I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it up until just really, really recently. Is that there are people in the world that have never met a South Asian person in their lives. Never in their lives. They live in West Virginia, or they live in fucking Alabama, or they live in New Jersey and they just don't get out of their house. But they've never met, but they've seen Stuart Little 2 at least 25 times with their children.
Yeah.
And so their only knowledge of what a South Asian person is the guy who goes, "Okie dokie, no problem."
Yeah.
And I'm complicit in that. And I'm somehow complicit. So I walk out of my house and people treat me like a stereotype. I got nobody to fucking blame but myself. And so something happened about 5 years ago. I called my agents and I said, "I ain't doing that shit anymore." And my agents went, I have good agents. They went, "We get it. We get it." So now I don't do that shit anymore. But it's amazing. I was on TV last night I was on TV. I'm recurring on 911. And you know what I'm playing? Captain Mehta. Like a high status character, like bossing everybody around. No reference to the fact that this guy is Indian. He's just Captain Mehta. He's a fucking fireman like everybody else.
Nice.
And so finally, what I realized, and I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be a comedy show, but I'm not that good at comedy. This is what I'm my comedy show always turns into an AA meeting for me. Right. I'm really good at AA meetings. Anyway, so
this is an experimental show, bro.
Yeah.
Comedy.
So I mean, the thing is, now I don't have to do that anymore, and the reason I don't have to do that anymore is because of the music, is because of this thing. It's because I realize that still today, when people see my face and I open my mouth, they're really uncomfortable with me sounding the way I sound. The fact that I'm educated and I probably know more shit, I probably read more than they have, that makes them really fucking nervous. It keeps them in their comfort zone. If I'm the fucking funny Indian guy going, "Okay, dokie, no problem," right? That's safe, right? Because I ain't gonna come and take their job, and I ain't gonna come and fuck their daughter, right? But right, so it's very threatening. So I realize that I cast a very threatening thing when I go out. But when I hold this, it makes them feel comfortable again, because they're like, "Oh yeah, you look like you should be playing that," but I don't feel like I should be playing that. So I end up playing Justin Bieber songs and Marvin Gaye songs. I end up playing the songs that speak my authenticity, but I do it in a way that's, I guess, non-threatening, or I do it in a way that's actually more authentic, because this, in a way, this is me, right? Even, I was born in New York and I was raised in New Jersey and I'm raised on American television and cheeseburgers, you know what I mean? But somewhere in my ancestry, this is still me, you know what I mean? There's, so I don't know. I'm still, I still haven't quite, I'm not ready to start writing my memoir yet, but I'm
you gotta get started, pal.
I'm circling in closer to like what the fucking point of all this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm also kind of getting to the age where I'm playing, 25-year-old actors are coming up and I'm getting cast to play their father on television, and they're kind of looking up to me. They're like, dude, we're standing on your shoulders, because when they were little kids, they were seeing me show up on TV, playing the doctor and doing the accent, and they know that they wouldn't be where they are now if I hadn't done what I did then, so I don't know. I mean, it's still a work in progress here.
Well, I hope by the time you write your memoir, I don't see hieroglyphics anymore when I'm looking at a book. Did that principle say at what age you have to give up on waking up and doing things?
I think within the next 48 hours, I think there's still hope for you. Yeah.
But, dude, it's funny. I mean, you relayed some of this to me over the years, and like I remember, I think the year that I met you, you had just done a role where you played a father. Yeah, you played a father of like a young, like 20 something, Indian kid or something like that. I forget what the circumstances were. It was some sort of like, romantic comedy sort of situation. And I remember you saying like you were pretty proud of it or whatever, because you felt like you were like gracefully going into like the next sort of like phase of the things you were going to be cast as. And when they actually sent like the clip, like sure enough, they like threw in like this like hokey fucking like hokey Indian music that was that totally undermined what you actually were doing on camera.
Totally.
Yeah,
For years, for years, anytime I booked a TV job, when it came to my scene in the show, like right before my face would show up, there would be like boing, and like a tabla sound, and then yeah,
exactly.
I didn't stand a fucking chance. I didn't stand a chance.
You
I didn't stand a chance.
You should have just carried the catchphrase into all those jobs and looked right at the camera and go, okie dokie. Come on.
Okie dokie, no problem.
Medium plus.
Medium plus. That was
Well, imagine what it was like for me. Like every time I was on camera, all of a sudden, like the theme for Shaft started playing. So
Yeah.
you wish.
I totally wish.
That would have been fucking boss. Yeah. All right, let's go record.
Yeah.
Nah, and thank you for sharing all that, RONOBIR. That was
That's fucking great, man.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the reckoning is starting to happen all around, and from what you say, that you're now like being treated more as an equal in
Captain
your
Meta, baby. Captain Meta.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That's fucking great to hear.
Congrats.
And, yeah, good shit, man.
Well, I got a little visitor wants to say hello.
Hey!
Shy. Hey, there he is.
Hey.
This is my youngest guy. What do you
What's
say? You
your
can't
name?
hear them right here. Listen, you can have here. Now you can talk.
What's your
Tell them
name?
what you want to say.
Riku.
Riku.
What's up, Riku?
Hey, Riku. Your dad's pretty cool. You know that? Yeah, I know you know.
What grade are you in, pal?
Second.
Second grade? Cool.
Do you want to be on the track?
You want to be on the song?
Have your daddy press record.
You can be on the song. We'll get you.
No, you don't want
All right.
We'll get you. All right.
We'll still give you a
Thanks for
production
visiting.
credit.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Thanks for.
9 and 11, you said?
He's about to turn 8, and the other one's 11. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The other one can't be bothered to come in here. He's deep into Roblox right now. Deep.
Roblox.
Hour 5 of Roblox probably at this point. At least he's good at something. Sorry, we're gonna record.
Yeah, let's
How
record.
unprofessional of me.
No, you're great.
Talk it out.
RONOBIR, I'm getting a little bit of like popping from your mic. If you can like sort of maybe restart your audio interface or something. Is there some way to?
Popping from my mic, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a digital
Little
kind of.
granular, yeah.
I hate that. Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Do it.
How's that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Here we go. Back when Heavy D's face used to grace the source, I pushed that weight from out of state, of course. Used to keep the swag in a Ziploc bag, and I kept the sticky icky in the mason jaws. Mingus on the bass and you basic horse. Bring the boom bap, rip your faces off. Never giving a crap when I'm spitting a rap. Stay mad at the mic like it's a racist boss.
Nice. Speaking of, that's a good segue. Mad at the mic like it's a racist boss.
This whole cast of bastard show could rap faster. Don't present a hassle, blow the ghetto blaster. We used to be the masters of getting plastered. Kept a lot of chickens, but I put them out to pasture.
I know what that means.
Jax, want to hit it?
Yeah. See if I can do it in one breath.
Can you hear it?
Older I get, the more I hate my voice. Would I be Biggie or Doc? I can't make my choice. We create this noise in the hopes of mad traction, but the raps and tracks just produce a mad faction. Misfits, rescues, walks. Start right there.
Yeah, punch in from Misfits.
Yep.
That was it. Ready?
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
Misfits, recluses, watching us live. We nitwits, wreck music, staunch with the vibe. Mad crowd deprived, gotta loosen back up, but I'm the last one pouring more than juice in my cup.
Cool. Ready? 5, 6, 7.
Give me the bone, give me the bone. Alex Wasili, I find bassy horn noises sexy and appealing. More let me start it. More sitar.
Give me the bone, Alex Vasily.
Give me the bone, Alex Wasili. I find bassy horn noises sexy and appealing. More sitar. He's in the zone. He can't hear me. Is that Ravi Shankar? That's RONOBIR LAHIRI.
Nice.
All right. G.
Yes, sir. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Hold on, I'm going to record that line so it makes more sense. Is that Ravi Shankar?
Yeah, I told Jay, I was like, I'm doing the white boy.
It's like Ravi Shankar. I'm like, I don't think that's how you
Ravi
say that,
Shankar.
bro.
Oh, Ravi Shankar. Good guy.
Okay.
I think the Beatles put him on one time, huh?
Yeah, I think George Harrison said, hey, I got some pop in the back of the Skylark, and you can have some if you teach me that sitar.
Yeah.
All right, G, you and Paz go. I'm going to actually get into the mix a little bit here, okay?
Yep.
While you
I don't
go.
rock suits. I don't rock suits. I don't rock suits. I only wear sneakers. Call me Javed. It's nice to meet you. Bow my head and shake my ass. Two things I understand. Pray and dance. Everything else, yo, I'm giving it up. Find my newfound freedom and I'm living it up. The old me guaranteed to riot, but now I stay quiet. This beat got the heat from my peeps, no doubt. Feed the little beast in the streets. We know how. I got one more thing to scream before I bounce. So listen up. Ah, fuck it.
Is that part of it?
This is.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I was like, did he mess up? That sounded very purposeful.
No, he definitely did.
Yeah, you know I did that shit on purpose, Pio. I'm just gonna do a couple ad libs here.
It's our favorite part.
Oh, get an ad libbing. Give me that ad libbing. Shit. I only wear sneakers. Nice to meet you. Everything else, giving it up. Living it up. Guaranteed to riot. No doubt. We know how. Before I bounce, so listen up. Hey. Pio, you want to drop some shit? Yo, Paz,
Yeah.
you want to drop some shit?
Yeah. Do it.
I keep it fresh to death like frozen seafood. Black Moses and this bitch with the chosen people. I ain't with the shits, bro. That's inherent. My raps are transparent. That don't mean that the rhymes are see-through. Tell your bitch to be cool like Sam Jacks and a Jerry Curl told the Ringo to tell the honey bunny before he let him skate with the money like they won bingo. I'm glad I'm still broke. I would have been me too'd.
Oh,
That was pretty good.
True spin. Nice take, homie.
Nice. All right. Okay. Let's do this next part. Hold up. Okay. All right.
If you don't know, now you know. Top of the Gallipo, dance to Pee Wee Herman yelling. Remember the Alamo, blooming like a flower, bro. Been baking up the sweet beats while my bitch is in the kitchen making sourdough.
Oh, bitches in the kitchen making sourdough. Great image.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just do some. I'm gonna do some doubles, and I'm out.
All right.
And I'm out.
Pass doubles are my favorite.
Keep it fresh to death. Seafood. Chosen people. That's inherent. And raps are transparent. See through. Be cool. And the Jerry Curl. Bingo.
All right, so let me do this one again. Let me do this one again.
And a Jerry Curl. Bingo.
Fresh.
Hold up.
Keep it fresh to death. Seafood. Chosen people. Bro, that's inherent. And raps are transparent. Rhymes are see-through. Be cool. Sam Jacks and Jerry Curl. Honey bunny. Skate with the money like they won bingo. I would have been me too'd.
Truth.
God. Yeah. Unfortunately, so there we go.
If you don't know, now you know. Gallipo. Remember the Alamo.
Let me do that one again.
If you don't know, now you know. Top of the Gallipo. Remember the Alamo. Flour, bro. Bake it. Sweet beats. Kitchen baking sourdough.
All right. Well, I'll just chop out a little bit of that, but I think it's good.
Nice.
Cool.
Hey, RONOBIR. What part of town do you live in Los Angeles?
I'm in Mid City, LA.
Yeah, okay. I got a place out there in MacArthur Park.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So when I'm out there, I'll give you a holler. We
Yeah,
should,
definitely.
We should dance. We should go out dancing to some beat-driven underground sounds.
Yeah, well, it's all coming back. You know, it's going to be the fucking summer of love.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How are you guys all doing this? Are you all sharing a Logic somehow?
We all use. We're sending our files to JQ.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He
So
uses
you're
Logic. I use Reason.
so you're recording on your own things, and then you're sending the files over.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I use Logic as well, so
Yeah.
But I mean, most of this stuff is pretty compatible. I mean, as long as you can.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe there was some new technology where like one person could open a Logic file and everybody could, work
right,
on
yeah.
it at the same time remotely.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Think we're probably not far off from it.
I don't know. I'm not too sure there isn't some way to do that.
Yeah, no, they're working on it.
Yeah. Dude, have you been like going out hitting any like hearing what what they're playing in the clubs now?
You know, I'm not really. I haven't really been going to clubs. You know,
I mean, nor have I. Nor have I. That's,
believe it or not,
Oh,
I recently turned 48 years old.
Ah,
I think that club that I went to you in Chicago was maybe the last time I went to a club. Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, that was for my 20s and 30s. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
you know, I mean, now like a night out is it like after I finish my set at the wedding, if
Yeah.
I stick around and like eat with the DJ, like that's like a big night for me. You know, I have a plate of curry before I get in my car. You know.
nice. And I bet it's you get to eat damn well when you're on those gigs. If they're putting $250,000 into a wedding, at the very least, the food is going to be off the chain, right?
The food is off the chain. Yeah, the food is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Good.
But yeah, LA is coming back. You can see it's coming back, you know, and everybody's really like, I mean, this month, like after not, you know, now that everybody's been vaccinated, that's the main thing. Like, I went from like not wanting to leave my house to like being like outdoors, of course, but like with 200 strangers and hugging people, you know, like hugging my client. You know, like people want to feel normal again. You know, people are like really
craving
hungry
the
for it.
contact, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'm currently rehearsing for something. First, like I want to say it's in the realm of like one of the first live in-person performances, like to come back, at least for theater, and yeah, man, it was. I mean, some part of it is definitely a little like nerving, I guess, because of how unknown and just how unknown and how much of a mystery when we entered into this pandemic a year and a half ago. Like the shock of how that quickly turned our culture and our way of doing things sort of upside down. And I think we're still kind of reeling from kind of like the trauma of that. But now that we actually, that it's safe for us to like be next to each other, I swear to God, like I can't walk 3 feet without somebody trying to hug me. like literally, like where we are all just like really, I mean, especially when you're talking about fucking actors. Like, you know.
So you mean so things are just back to normal then?
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can't walk 3 feet without getting a hug from actors. So basically everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you guys are experiencing contact with other people.
How was it in Chicago?
What?
How's it in Chicago?
I'm not in the city. I'm outside of the city, in a not very populated area. So it's kind of just like the same. I mean, there's just more people out. I actually had to meet a plumber today, and he extended a pound. Like we did that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't happening before. But I mean, it's awesome. Chicago's great right now. It's springtime in Chicago. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's new life everywhere. The trees are green. There's just like growth happens so quickly in a place where seasons are so distinct. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can tell you Chicago is popping. People are like vaccinated, like fucking masks off at the playground, like don't give a fuck right now. shit is feeling back in a good way, but also like in a like we don't give a fuck anymore way, which is a little concerning sometimes. But we've been through the shit, so all of us have, It's like let people, if you're fucking protected, let them go nuts. I left because Jay was mixing in the other room and I could hear you guys, but I couldn't contribute to the conversation.
I got you. Can you turn your level down a tiny bit?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just on my own.
Just just talk a little softer then.
I'm just loud. I'm just a loud person.
Oh shit! Ain't that the truth?
Jay's almost done with the mix. I just want to.
Yeah, no, come entertain us, Jax. What have you got to talk about besides Matt?
Jax, you want to do your tasting notes?
Yeah, do your tasting notes.
Oh well, I left all my booze in
Oh,
the
run in and get them.
Go get it. You're a whole.
Go
I'll
get
play-
it. We should definitely do this or that this week. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, RONOBIR.
Jackie Doe came from Iowa to the big city and worked in a restaurant. Now he's a professional drinker, here to give you tasting notes.
Jackson D.
Well, I have to say, I don't have much interesting things to taste tonight. I have like a sort of bottom shelf bourbon from Benny's that Jay has in his bar, and a beer from his fridge. But what that signifies to me is not about the tasting.
We back.
Is that I can come to Jay's house freely. His nanny's at my house watching my kids all.
Listen up!
Jay. Okay. The fact that we can live freely with each other, and I live in the neighborhood now for the first time since like 2014. I think I lived in this house. I can walk down the street, come to Jay's house. He can walk to my house, and all the adults are vaccinated, and we can hang out again. And I gotta say, that feels fucking goddamn good. And just walking in and giving Greta a hug and Jay a hug and the kids a hug, with some precautions with the kids still. But yeah, man, it feels like a new era after a long year and a half of some crazy shit. So those are my tasting notes tonight.
I love them. Beautiful tasting notes.
I can't wait to hug you, G, and I can't wait to hug you, Pastel. And RONOBIR, when I see you in person, man, you seem like a straight stand-up dude. I'll give you a big old fucking hug, man.
Oh, so Jax, what was the actual drink again? Can you remember?
It's Clark and Addison or something. What the fuck is it?
Clark and Sheffield.
Clark and Sheffield. I think Benny's makes it. Benny's is like a huge, warehouse retailer liquor place in Chicago. Kentucky bourbon. It's not bad. It's very serviceable. And Corona Premier, because I'm off of the carbs right now. I've lost 23 pounds. I'm trying to lose like 10 more pounds. So
you're trying to lose how many?
10 more is my goal.
Okay. You lost 23 pounds?
Yeah, I gained like quite a bit over the pandemic. So I lost 23 pounds.
You're bringing it back down to the fighting weight.
Yeah.
Good.
Getting performance
Good for
right.
you, brother.
Performance. Well, it was just time. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of therapy eating happening while I was watching my kids during the entire pandemic. They're like, "Oh, you guys want to get a bagel and some donuts in the morning?" And then,
because I know how much you like them.
yeah, you guys want donuts and bagels, probably, right? And then there was the 3 p.m. IPAs with my wife every day, 2 to 3. So those calories, the 4,000 or 5,000 extra calories a day definitely start to add up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've been teetotaling it for the last. Well, I mean, actually, mostly it's teetotaling. I get a little weekend warrior-ish, but definitely like not drinking during the week. And I know G has also been off of that sauce for how long now, actually, G?
What year are we in right now? 21?
Yeah, you've gone on many years now, right? Multiple years at least.
Like three and a half years or something like that.
Nice, brother. Congratulations, man. That's fucking awesome.
But I was gonna say, like, RONOBIR,
I'm at 16 months.
Are
What'd
you?
you say?
Yeah, Jay's 16 months.
Nice.
Wow. Look at everything.
Yeah, no, and I've been, I guess, a little over a year. Like RONOBIR, you've been off for, like you said, 13 years. But I noticed, like for myself, when I stopped drinking, then I was able to give myself much more permission and able to actually really enjoy weed again. Like it has been, yeah, it's been a good, like, I mean, especially I think coming at it from an adult standpoint of like no longer doing the wake and bake, you know,
Yeah.
You're missing out, bro.
the
You're missing out.
immediately after, yeah,
I'm all about the wake and bake.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else enjoying the?
I am actually. You know what? I got this Delta 8. You guys know about this Delta 8? So it's like THC, but it's like a different strain of THC they extract. And right now it's in a legal loophole. So I bought the shit on Amazon because it's unregulated. You can just buy the shit on Amazon. So I'm taking these Delta 8 gummies and it's like a milder THC. And my back pain is just like disappeared. And my beats are hotter than ever. So I know it's working. You know?
Yeah. And I'm eating every night around midnight.
I was gonna say, what would
I got 11. I need a bag of chips, bro.
what would Ziggy say? Ziggy would be like, "Take the spliff, man."
No, that'd be
No, Ziggy would be in loafers reading the New York Times.
Oh yeah, he'd be reading the New York Times. That's right.
All right, hey, guys. We're going to do a little game called This or That. Here we go.
It's time to play this or that, 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 or this. Yo.
All right.
Yes.
Gulab
Clippers or
Jamun.
Lakers.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Clippers or
Lakers.
Lakers?
Gulab Jamun.
Man, I thought I
Or,
loved-
Gulab Jamun or jalebi.
How can I choose? Both.
How can I choose is a great answer. I love it.
Okay, let me wade into these ethnic waters here for a second.
What?
You don't have to do that, Jack.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I go. My kids go to school with a bunch of days.
I'll give you some theme music for it.
I want to try to
Okie
be.
dokie, no problem.
If I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it and get that shot. That's what I figure. If I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Definitely. Take that fucking.
Okay.
Come on, just pick two things.
I
Go.
know. Islam or Hinduism?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to each his own, I guess.
All right, I'll take that answer.
P.O.
Yeah. Ukulele or mandolin?
Mandolin.
All right, good answers all around. You got all the questions right.
Yeah. What do I win? What's my prize?
Song.
You win a song on spot on SoundCloud.
A bottle of well scotch.
Yeah,
Because
you win.
know-
You win 5 more minutes with us.
Blended for your pleasure.
On the show.
All right. This song is, if you all will mute yourselves, this song is The Rat Pack featuring RONOBIR LAHIRI and Alex Wasili.
Sweet.
I don't know what we're calling this one. Pass? You got a
RONOBIR,
name?
did you just do a dab?
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
Okay, no, I just feel like I haven't seen a dab in a minute. Nice.
Pass, what did you give me a word from your emails? I don't know. What is it? Hard. This one's called Hard.
Hashtag hard.
Hashtag hard.
I would suggest Bone Star.
Oh,
Sit
Yeah,
bone.
that's not bad.
sit bone or bone star or bone
Star.
Bone Star. Whoa. It was a portmanteau, but then he made it like a portmanteau.
Yeah. It's like the nickname version of a.
All right. This is Bone Star by the Rat Pack featuring.
title ever. I love it.
Yo. Mute yourselves. Okay. Bone Star. I'm just gonna keep saying it. Bone Star.
Dude, you better keep saying bone star if you're not gonna play anything.
Hey, don't unmute yourself, or I won't say Bone Star.
All right, fine, but you gotta say it one more time for me.
This is called
Bone Star.
I can't have you in my basement cracking me up. It's like the old days. This is Bone Star. Back when Heavy D's face used to grace the source, I pushed that weight from out of state, of course. I kept the swag in the Ziploc bag, and I kept the sticky icky in the mason jars. Got Mingus on the bass and you basic horse. Bring the boom back, rip your faces off. Never giving a crap when I'm spitting a rap. Stay mad at the mic like it's my racist boss.
The older I get, the more I hate my voice. Would you be Biggie or Doc? I can't make my choice. We create this noise in the hopes of mad traction, but the raps and tracks just produce a mad faction. Misfits, recluses, watching us live. We nitwits, wreck music, staunch with the vibe. Mad crowd deprived, gotta loosen back up, but I'm the last one pouring more than juice in my cup.
I keep it fresh to death like frozen seafood. Like Moses in this bitch with the chosen people. I ain't with the shits, bro, that's inherent. The raps are transparent, that don't mean that the rhymes are see-through. Tell your bitch be cool like Sam Jacks. And the Jerry Curl told the Ringo to tell the honey bunny boy he let us skate with the money like they won bingo. That I'm still broke, I would've been me, dude.
I don't rock suits, I only wear sneakers. Call me Javid, nice to meet you. Bow my head and shake my ass. Two things I understand, pray and dance. Everything else, yo, I'm giving it up. Found my newfound freedom and I'm living it up. The old me, guaranteed to riot, but now I stay quiet.
Give me the bone. Alex Wasili, I find bassy horn noises sexy and appealing. More sitar, he's in the zone and can't hear me.
Is that Ravi Shankar?
That's RONOBIR LAHIRI.
This beat got the heat from my peeps, no doubt. We feed the little beast in the streets, we know how. I got one more thing to scream before I bounce, so listen up, fuck it.
This whole cast of bastards show can rap faster. Don't present a hassle, blow the ghetto blaster. We used to be the masters of getting plastered. Kept a lot of chickens, but I put them out to pasture.
You don't know, now you know. Top of the calico, dance to Pee Wee Herman, yelling, remember the Alamo. Blooming like a flower roll. I've been baking up sweet beats while my bitches in the kitchen making sourdough.
fucking sitar is sick.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
nice. It's nice. Gets me every time, man. Gets me.
Wow, that's amazing, you guys. Wow, well done. Beautiful. Wow.
Whoa, all around.
Look at that. So that's how you do hip hop. I had no idea.
The hip hop.
Do the hip hop.
I had no idea that's how that gets made. Fantastic. I love it. Wow, such energy. So lyrical. Beautiful. Beautiful work. I'm so impressed. Amazing.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Thanks
Bone Star.
Thanks for blessing us with your sound, and more importantly, the title Bone Star.
Bone Star.
Hey, let me give some shout outs really quick to Quasi. Welcome to Video City, who's been a fan for like 15 years. Running Man. Billy, thanks for being through. My wife is in the house. We got Adrian Sanchez, Brianna Antolini. We got people on Twitch. Thank you so much for being here. We're about at the end.
I just want to tell you one last thing, and that is...
It's the Rap Pack. We got sauce. GQ, JQ, Jackson Pass. Big hip hop, get experimental. Tuesday nights at 8:30 Central.
We should. Jay, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Tell them where they can find you, Runabir.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you can find me on Instagram, I guess. Yeah, find me on Instagram. RONOBIR LA. RONOBIR LA. Or, just Google my shit,
Yeah, or you can find him in Mid-City, Los Angeles, or you can find him in the Bone Star State, drinking that Bone Star beer, baby.
That's right. That's right.
Alcohol
Thanks, everybody.
free.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out. We love you. Peace out.
Black, we got sauce.